Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of EDU 600. We are already in Module 5 or week number 5. So it's hard to believe. It seems like this course in certain ways just started the other day, and all of a sudden we're in the second third of the class. So hang in there. There's an awful lot of material that we've already gone through, and there's a tremendous amount of material that we'll be studying in the upcoming week. So one thing that I'd like to stress is that if you just stick with the weekly materials, don't get too far ahead, or don't try to get too far ahead. I certainly understand if people have things coming up and or you have a trip coming up and you want to get ahead. There's no problem with that. But I encourage everybody just to stay kind of current with the materials, stay on top of the materials. And I understand that there's to some in the class, this is a whole nother set of vocabulary skills that we need. There's new words. I was talking to a cousin of mine who has a PhD in paleobotany, basically the study of ancient fossils. And we were talking about this class, and he went out of his way to tell me, he said, make sure you tell your students that he had a hard time with, when he took a similar course, he had a hard time with the vocabulary. So what he did, he had a series of books. He had one that basically described the research methods and the words. What do the words mean? And he also did all of his work, his first 2 years of graduate work, with a dictionary by his side, so he could look up things. So for those that are maybe struggling with the vocabulary, struggling with some of the concepts, I want to say to you, you're not alone, and you are not expected to understand everything in this course in one shot. There's a lot of materials, and probably what you'll do is you'll be reading about something in Chapter 5, and you really don't understand fully what it is. You'll have some practice through discussion posts, but it might not be until 5 years later that you'll be actually reading some research. You might refer back to the text, but at that point, maybe the deep learning is going to occur. Nobody is expecting you to get out of this course to be an expert in all types of research. As I've mentioned before, this course really is about reading, analyzing, and then writing. So if you get out of the course and you read some research, you'll be able to decipher, is this qualitative, is this quantitative, is it mixed, is this a case study, are we looking at experimental research, and is it good research? And, things answer questions like, who is sponsoring this research? You are not expected to be an expert in research methods and all of the maybe statistics that go along with it, nor the terminology. So if you're struggling with some of the concepts, hang in there. We are taking this course very kind of methodically, and it may feel overwhelmingly, but just stick with it. That's what I ask everybody at this point. So along that lines, what we're doing this week, we are in week 5, and we're shifting gears. We're going from qualitative research, which we've been studying the last few weeks, to quantitative research. I call this week Quantitative Designs Number 1. It's the introduction. We start getting into the whole ideas behind what is quantitative research. And I think this portion, more people are familiar with quantitative research because it's what's in our daily lives in many instances. It could be your online, we just came, it always seems like we're in some kind of presidential or some kind of political election season. You might see online, on TV, if you really watch TV, you might see the result of a poll that shows candidate A is leading the other candidate by, 72%, and whatever it might be. That's quantitative research. Quantitative research really looks at the actual numbers. I just filled out a survey. It had to do with some work that I had recently on a car, and there were 5 prompts. There were 5 answers that I could put in the survey. That's called a Likert scale. So that's how many research can quantify the results. Is how is the service? How are the people that helped you? On and on and on. So it's about numbers, and compared to just say qualitative research might be interpreting the interview or interpreting words or what are the patterns and trends. Quantitative research really is what are the numbers telling us? So that's what we're going to be getting into this week. I'm going to quickly give you just an overview of what it is that I'd like you to do. I'd like you to do the readings, an excellent video by Jeff Beaudry on, introduction to quantitative research. And then I added a couple additional, I have one in here and then I have one embedded, or maybe I did take that out because I didn't like it wasn't coming through that clearly. So with the two videos, I'd like you to participate in a discussion forum on a research article that I post online. So one thing I do want to highlight, in the course schedule and the syllabus, the critique of the qualitative article, which is really the article that everybody worked on as a group. We had we had different groups. You worked on it. Originally, that was due on October 3rd. I am pushing that out. I am changing the date to October 10th. And the reason being, I thought you're actually probably trying to finish or figure out how you can submit your 3 articles, which is the article capture number 1, where you submit those by the end of today. And if you need a little more time, please reach out to me. I'm fine with that. But I wanted people to have time to get that assignment done. And then I really wanted people to participate in this discussion forum rather than working on another assignment. So once again, the assignment, the critique of the qualitative article, and I will have a video coming up on this maybe during the week, but it might be next weekend because I'm giving you another week to do this. Please note, I changed the due date from October 3rd, which is next Sunday, to October 10th. So you don't have to do anything in here. I will get into more detail on that. And then just a reminder about, please, the article capture 1, which is submitting the 3 article capture forms and the 3 articles. Don't have to spend a lot of time on that. I will say, while I'm taping this video, you submit them. This is not graded. This is really my opportunity to look at them and say, okay, you did a great job on number 1 and 3, but number 2 is really not a primary resource document. It is more an article that summarizes somebody else's work. So you will receive feedback from me. If I respond to you saying you have great articles here, but none of them are primary source documents, don't worry. That's the purpose of this assignment. This is not, you're not going to be graded, but it's a way for me to kind of get feedback on, how things are going and how I can help. And from that, I may modify a couple of things in the course, but as you can see, I did modify something this week by pushing out an assignment. So that is it at this point. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help. If you need some additional assistance, please let me know. We can set up a telephone call, a Zoom. We can email. But I'm here to help. And I wish you the absolute best this week. Maybe today's going to be a fully rainy day, so people will be inside all day doing schoolwork. But I think it's going to be beautiful this afternoon. So I'm a big proponent for getting outside, enjoying the sun while we have it. So have a good week. Let me know how I can help, if at all. And I appreciate the tremendous effort that everybody's putting into the class so far. We'll see everybody online.